The hanging drop, determining motility of bacteria. The hanging drop is a slide preparation method used to determine motility in bacteria. Bacteria that are motile have flagella. The idea behind the hanging drop is to suspend bacteria in a drop of water from a cover slip over a slide. The bacteria will not be stained and will be observed alive. To begin, use a toothpick to apply petroleum jelly to the depression slide with the depression side up. You will apply a generous amount of petroleum jelly to either side of the depression found in the slide. The petroleum jelly is most easily applied with a toothpick, and a rolling motion of the toothpick on the slide will remove the petroleum jelly from the toothpick and adhere it to the slide. The petroleum jelly will be used to cushion and provide space between the cover slip and the depression in the slide. This space is where the water droplet containing the bacteria will be suspended. Now that the petroleum jelly has been added to the slide, you now need to add 1 to 2 drops of water to the cover slip. Using a clean toothpick, obtain the bacteria you wish to observe. Gently mix the bacteria with the water on the cover slip. Do not spread the water across the cover slip. Try to keep the drop in a round form. You also do not want to use too much bacteria with the water. Overcrowding of the bacteria can prevent observation of motility. After you have prepared the cover slip, gently place the glass slide over the cover slip so the petroleum jelly will hold on to the slip. Do not let the slide sit directly onto the table. Then quickly flip the slide over so the water droplet is suspended from the cover slip. Remember, do not take out too much bacteria. You only need a small amount to observe. You also do not want too much water. 1 to 2 small drops is sufficient. You want to mix the bacteria gently. Do not scrape the cover slip with the toothpick. You can mix the bacteria or the tip of the toothpick with the top of the water droplet until the water becomes cloudy. Here, petroleum jelly is being added to either side of the depression on the depression slide. Other techniques may use a wax ring instead of petroleum jelly. The idea is to, again, provide space in between the cover slip and the depression slide to provide an area for the drop to actually hang. You do not want to smash the water droplet onto the slide. Notice that the glass slide is never allowed to sit straight down onto the table. This will prevent smashing the water droplet into the slide. Another method of preparation with petroleum jelly is directly applying the petroleum jelly to the 4 corners of the cover slip itself. Whichever method is easiest or most efficient for you is fine. The petroleum jelly should be applied generously so that a sufficient amount of space is supplied between the cover slip and the slide. Notice that the petroleum jelly is never placed in the center of the slide. This would obscure your view of the living bacteria. The same method of water preparation is used in this slide. You may have noticed that these slides are extremely thick. An observation with oil immersion will be required. In this case, it will be rather difficult to start out microscopy with the 4x objective. You will need to start microscopy with the oil immersion objective. Here, a close-up of the slide shows the space in between the cover slip and the actual slide itself. Shown here is true motility in bacteria. This is Pseudomonas aeruginosa under 100x oil immersion. Notice that the bacteria are rolling and tumbling. They are moving with purpose. Shown here is a non-motile organism, Micrococcus luteus. The small amount of movement you see here is known as Brownian movement and is a natural phenomenon of molecules in water. Brownian movement looks like vibrations, whereas tsunami movement is the movement of molecules through water in a single direction. Neither Brownian or tsunami movement is true motility. The hanging drop method is a very easy and quick method to determine motility in bacteria. And remember, bacteria that are motile use flagella for motility.